Yeah, for about 2 weeks. Yeah, I did go home, and I took off just a couple of weeks before I started here, before I came here, which is not long enough for anyone to do. I did 24 cities, actually, 20 cities. Yeah, yeah, because 4 of them voice just went. But actually, this should be exciting to be over here after all these years to perform in Europe again.
What are your memories of it from before?
I remember playing 9 nights at Wembley. That's my most memorable moment of touring in Europe, is that I sold 9 nights. And I had beat Luther Vandross's record or something like that. My dear friend.
What did he have to say about that?
He was happy. Luther and I are friends, you know. He's like my big brother. How I love him. So, I mean, you know, that was cool with him. He said better me than anybody else.
Is it a little bit like getting back on the bicycle, going back on tour?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, only the training wheels are off now.
Would you do it in shorter bursts if you could? I mean, you know, obviously it's very hard being away from home.
This is the shortest I can get it. This is it. I mean, this is like, I've gone on tour for a year. I've done 6 months. I've done 6 straight months of touring, a straight year of touring back in the day. This is as short for me as I can get. 6 weeks is like, that's nothing compared to what I used to do. This is a short run.
Did the American dates work out the way that you thought they would? Did the crowds respond?
Oh, yeah.
The way you thought?
Far more than I thought. You know what I mean? Here I come out and I open my show with a blast. It's like a very up-tempo song from the new album, and I have on this Dolce & Gabbana outfits with the green and the yellow, and all the colors are flashing, and my hair is different, and you know. But people are loving it. They love it. They love to see that you can reinvent yourself and come back and kick butt.
You try to give people the sort of show that you would want to see if you were in the crowd. You know?
Yes.
And it's got to be a spectacle as well as a
Yes.
vocal performance.
Yes. Yes, because I know they're listening, which is very, very important to me, which is like sometimes if my voice isn't right, if it's just, I know it's not there, then I won't do it, because I know that they're not going to get what they came for. And that's not fair. I want to come to see somebody and get what I came for. I don't want you to give me half of this or some of that, or a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I want to hear what I came for. So there are moments when I just say, no, I can't do this, because I can't do it to them and I won't do it to myself. But, you know, in a full concert situation, and I'm in good voice and I'm blasting, man, we're gonna rock for 2.5 hours.
Among the new songs, which are the ones that have so far improved to go down the best in concert? Because doing them live, I guess, is not always the same thing as where they feel on record.
No, they don't, no. Believe it or not, Get It Back is probably a good song. It's a good, hot song, and it kicks on stage. If I Told You That, it's another one. Learn from the Best. And Until You Come Back. They're great songs, and they come over very well. And I was very afraid of actually taking this, which I call my hip-hop album. It's like my very urban sound, but on a very classier level. I was afraid that most of the songs that I would sing would not transfer on stage. Some of them are just very record-oriented. Like In My Business is a very record-oriented song. But on stage, what I do with it, it's character. It's how you play it. It's how you act it. You know what I mean?
Learn from the Best is going to be a single in Europe, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
From the Diane Warren hit machine.
Yeah, right? And she's a hit machine all by herself. Yeah. Yeah, we actually just honored Diane in New York for her tremendous amount of work. She's got about out of any writer in the last year, she's had the most records on the charts. Hit records, #1s.
First of all, before that can happen, My Life Is Your Life has to finally get out of the charts and off the radio, which it shows no signs of.
Yay! It's good. That's good.
The singles have proved to be long runners, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's how we choose our records. I don't want one-nighters. I want them to stay over for a while. Take off your shoes, relax, you know? I want this album to go into next year, you know? That's why I don't mind it back in the United States. Like, it's hotter over here than it is in the States. But I don't mind so much because I know that I have somewhere to work toward. I have somewhere to go. Where everybody's coming in, they're hitting the number ones, and they fly out. We'll see you later, bye. You know? Well, mine's staying. I got staying power. That's what I want. I want staying power. I don't want that fly-by-night mess.
Do you think that was partly because people were taking a while to get used to this new sound, maybe?
I think that it's that, and that people that bought Whitney Houston before for the all at once and the Did Me Almost Have It Alls and the greatest love of alls, you know, they miss it. And they don't think it's just, you know, you can't be in the 60s when it's the 70s, or the 70s when it's the 90s. You have to be in it to win it. So, you know, I have to play with the game, you know, do what I gotta do. Plus maintain the same what I tried to maintain before.
Tell me about working with Lauren.
Lauryn Hill. Lauren and I are from the same state. We're both from New Jersey. We didn't grow up far apart from each other, although our ages are about 10 years apart, I think. Lauren went to my church also. I think when Lauren was like 15 or 16, I gave Lauren a call. And I said, Lauren, because I knew Lauren could sing. And I knew she was with a group called the Fugees. And it baffled me, because I know Lauren can sing. And I called Lauren and I said, Lauren, what are you doing? I said, why aren't you doing a solo album? Why aren't you going to do something, you know, you're a singer and you have such a beautiful voice and you have such an inspirational voice. And people would love to hear what you have to say. And she said to me, Whitney, I'm a Fuji and I'm a Fuji forever. I'll never forget that. And it's funny, because she's Lauryn Hill. And that's what I was saying to her then.
As she has proved pretty well since.
Yes, yes, she has. Lauren is just an open book, you know what I mean? I mean, she's open to the point where you talk to Lauren, and I mean this in a positive sense. She gives, and she inspires. And whatever she says in her mouth, she wants it to be inspirational. She doesn't want anything that comes out of her mouth to be non-productive. You know what I mean? She wants it to be inspirational. She wants it to mean something. And that's Lauren's goal. And Lauren and I did this record. As a matter of fact, it's so funny. She did a record. All I Can Say, is it? Was that the record Mary J. has out? All I Can Say. Okay. And that was the song she gave me. It was bedded down with time, and I didn't have much time to do that song. Although I loved it, I went back and I said, Lauren was 8 months, 9 months pregnant at the time. And I called her at her house, I'll never forget it, and she sounded so much like myself, and it was like, all right, Lauren, check this out. We're not gonna do that song because I don't have time for that. But what I do want you to do is a remake of I Was Made to Love Him. And we're over the phone, I'm giving her the beat. You know, I'm giving her the rap and the beat and the whole rhythm thing. And in between that, she's going, Zion. Okay, I hear you. Zion. Okay, Whitney, yeah, go ahead. And we're doing this rhythm, and I'm thinking, I was made to love him. And she's creating the rhythm on the other end. Zion, hold on. Wait, Mama, can you get Zion? It was so real, but that we were mothers at the same time, taking care of our children, but in the business. And it just showed her just balancing off a life. And I watched a young woman become a full-fledged woman, you know. And in the studio, she was pregnant, big pregnant. And I was going, Lauren, all right, enough is enough. I'm going to let you out of here. I did that record in a matter of 5 or 6 hours. Lauren stayed in that studio at least 16 hours after that point. And I kept calling back, going, Lauren, you got to get out of there. She kept going, Whitney, it won't be done until it's done. She's a perfectionist. She works until the work is done. I have major respect for Miss Hill. Major.
Do you generally listen to other people's stuff a lot? I mean, are there songs on the radio that you kind of think, wow, I wish I could have had a go at that?
Mm-mm. There's songs like, I love Lauren. I love people who sing songs that have meaning, that mean something, you know. I love Redman. I love Redman, I do. I think Redman is the bomb, you know? I love Naughty by Nature. I love Nas. People who are saying things. I love the Fugees. My favorite music is gospel. Above all, it gives me the highest sense of inspiration, a true reality of my spiritual sense.
That's the great thing about the track My Love Is Your Love. It's a pop gospel record, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny because I don't even know what really Wyclef was thinking at the time. I do know that he walked in to Clive's office on another business call, and Clive played him some songs from My Love Is Your, this which was wasn't entitled then, but he came in on some other affair and he wound up wanting to do some work on my album. He said, man, I gotta get on this train, please. When do I have to have it in? He said, you should have had it in yesterday. So he went to doing something and writing, and I got this song, My Love Is Your Love, and I sat and I thought, boy, what a deep young man. What a heavy sense of responsibility he feels. Being a preacher's son, I understand now why he feels an obligation to sing the things that he says. And it's so funny, he was just invited to the memorial of JFK Jr. He didn't even know JFK loved him. And he got a phone call to come and to do the memorial. And I knew it was special because I knew John, I knew Caroline, you know, and the family and stuff. And I was very, very touched by the whole situation, and it just floored me. But I called Wyclef after the fact, and I was trying to get in touch with him because I knew it was just something that he would just have to talk about. And it's so funny, when I got in touch with him, he said, Whitney, I've been waiting for you to call me. I said, why? He said, who else am I going to talk to about this, what happened to me, what I experienced? He said, only you would understand and only you would know. I said, Clef, like a brother to a sister, I said, I know what you mean. I said, so tell me what it was like. He said, it was like sitting there and having your own family member being buried and put away, and he just wept. He said, I've never had that feeling for anybody else other than my family. I said, but they are like our family. The Kennedys are our family. And I understood that. I know, because if I hadn't been on tour, I would have been there myself. So it was, he's just, he's a genius at what he does. And Missy, you know, women, we get this other thing. We get the diva title. We don't get the genius title. But they're all geniuses, you ladies. I love you.
Very, very quickly, just to finish with, there is another movie project on the horizon.
Yeah. A movie that Will and I have been working on for 2 years now. And it's at the point where it's now, Wild Wild West is pretty much in its finals, you know. And now Will is an on-hands kind of guy. He likes to have the script like this. He likes to be with the writers in the room so that he knows that, that the script is actually what it's going to be when we film it. He doesn't want any surprises. He doesn't want none of that crap. So he goes in there with the writers, and he sits with them, and he fleshes out the script. And right now, we're just looking for that. We got a writer working on it now, you know, where we can read it and we can laugh, we can cry by what we read, you know what I mean? And it's getting there. So by next spring, hopefully, we can do this movie. A romantic comedy with Will Smith and I. Should be fun.
Well, in the meantime, have a great tour.
Thank you. Nice to see you too, love. I feel excited. No, I feel blessed, actually, to be able to come back with a new album and to do it again. It's a blessing, really.
How do you maintain that level of enthusiasm? As you say, it's been a 5-year break.
Mm-hmm.
What keeps you up there?
When I walk into a studio, I know what I want. I know what I want to do. And I know the quality at which I should be giving it. And like there are days when I just don't have it. And I know I shouldn't go in the studio. And it'll last maybe for 3 days, and I'll say to my secretary, I just can't do it today. I'm not going to do it because I know I'm not up to par. I know that it's not going to be what I want it to be. And until that day, I would not walk in the studio and sing. So the day I walk in the studio and I do it, it's my best. And I run it, and I don't sing like half a song, stop, half a song. I run a whole song. I sing it 4 or 5 times down, and then we go back and we cut in and cut out. But I give it my best shot.
Of course, touring every night, you have that pressure to perform.
Yeah.
You don't have that luxury, unfortunately, of saying, I can't do it.
Right.
How do you keep, I mean, how does that fit, to have that level
That's-
of pressure?
That's, you know what the pressure is if you're in the studio and you're trying to match a line that you did? That's pressure. The pressure of going out there and singing, you can do what you want to do, basically. I can switch melodies, I can go up and down, I can do anything I want to do. The thing is to keep it consistent to where people like to, what they want to hear. They want to hear the record, they want to hear how you did it, and that's how they want to hear it. However, I like to variate just a little bit, just a tad bit, you know. I am a singer, and like I said, when I walk in the studio, I sing the whole song. I don't stop one line, do one line, stop, stop, stop. I do the whole song.
Now, your first tour in 5 years, was it a difficult decision to make that decision to tour again?
Kind of. It's been a long time. I'm a mother. It's different. I think about her being away from her, or her being away from me, and there's nothing to take the place of me, except for my mother. And, you know, it's just, I know how my mother felt leaving me now when she had to do things, you know. It's difficult, but she's my focus, basically, yeah.
Now, of course, your daughter was with you for a great deal of your
Yeah,
first tour.
she did the whole the American tour, and she's going to be with me for like 3 weeks here.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she is. So you get to see her a little bit, do her performance on stage with me.
All right.
Yeah.
In the song that she features on the album?
Yes, My Love Is Your Love. That's my baby.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how that came about, her involvement in that.
Oh, Chrissy, her attitude, her character, her personality is very independent. She's an only child, and she has all of this love around her, people who love her, who dote her, you know, and all that stuff. And she's spoiled, you know. She's not a brat, you know, and she's spoiled enough. But I was singing in the studio with Wyclef Jean, and I was just singing it, going through the song. And she walks up to me, she tugs on my pants, and she says, Mom, I want to sing. And it's those words that you hear and you go, oh, God, you know, you go, please, no. Not like you want to sing. She says, no, I want to sing with you. I said, okay. So I said, Mommy's going to do something, and I want you to say this. So I did it, and she did her part, which was sing, Mommy. She did that part. Then we went down the line of the song, and it goes, clap your hands, y'all, it's all right, right? Clap your hands, she does that part. Well, she and Wyclef had to work it out. You know, and with most children whose parents are professionals, they kind of get like a little embarrassed when you're around because they can't think they live up to your part, you know, so it's kind of like I had to leave the room. And I did to make her comfortable. And I left, and my executive assistant stayed. I said, watch her and make sure that she's okay, she does right. Okay, fine. She comes out 15 minutes later, my executive, and she says, you're not going to believe what just happened. And I said, what? She says, well, Wyclef and Bobby Chris are fighting. I said, why are they fighting? Well, Wyclef wants her to do it one way, and she's not doing it that way. She's going to do it her way. I said, well, which way does it sound best? She said, well, either way works. Hers works fine. I said, well, then let her do it her way. So I go back in the studio, and Wyclef is at the board, and he's like this. He's doing this thing, man, this can walk, man, this can walk. He's going through his, you know, his Haitian thing, and I'm like, what's the matter? He goes, that little girl, what's wrong with that little girl? But it worked out fine, and she got her way. So, I mean, you know, that's how it came about.
If she were to follow your footsteps, how would you feel about that?
I don't know. It's how I'd feel. I would have to feel like any mother would feel if her daughter was doing something. And I know the field. I know what she's going to do. I just want to try to avoid some of the crap that she'll have to go through, that I went through, that she won't have to go through. So that means that I'll have to stop whatever I'm doing, which is fine with me, and take care of her, because I will. Yeah.
Now, your shows in Europe, what can European audiences expect from the Whitney Houston?
I think it's a little different from what they've seen before. I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm older now, you know. I mean, you pretty much get it down pat after 16 years of it. You know what I mean? I'm a lot more fluid, you know. I'm not a little girl anymore. So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of years of lessons, a lot of maturity. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, I'm a cousin, you know, and I'm all those things, and I'm a friend. So all those things are going to come out on stage.
Your album, of course, has taken you in a different direction. Of course, will be reflected in performances.
Right.
But can the audiences still expect the big ballads that then have never been?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're going to give them that too. Yeah, we can't forget those. That's what made Whitney, and we're going to keep those in. Yeah.
Do you still enjoy singing them?
I do. I think I enjoy a lot of that, those songs from that moment, because it brings me, I reflect on memories, and I can take my time with it, and I can really understand now what it really, really means and what it meant then.
Do you worry that because for a lot of people, Whitney Houston is the great balladeer, and that's your niche, as it were, do you worry that you're going to be defined by that always?
I thought that Clive and I used to always talk about the AC market, the adult contemporary market, and getting stuck into that mode of just all they want to hear is ballads from me because that's all they think I can sing. Oh, that's not true. I can do I can do country. I can do rock and roll. No, there's a lot of things that you know that I can do that you kind of like. You can't give them everything at one time, or you have nothing to give down the line. So you know. Less is more. So I wait. And I waited, and I waited, and, you know, this is supposedly my version of hip-hop, done in a very classy kind of way. I took the hip-hoppers, and I brought them up to a classier kind of level, so to speak. I took a Missy Elliott song, and it sounds like nothing that I heard on anybody else, but you know it's Missy. I took a Wyclef Jean song, and we know Lauryn Hill, we know all that stuff, but it's Whitney Houston. So I took Rodney Jerkins songs and made them Rodney's, but they're Whitney Houston. So everything that we did based on this person has different for a tape, but it's going to be mine. And I'm going to make it the way I think that Whitney should make it sound. And that's what we did.
I think by doing that, you've made it more accessible.
I think so. I think there's a wider range than just street. I think you can go street, you can go out to the suburbs, you can go, hip-hop is everywhere. It's hitting every nation, every child, every creed, every color. You know what I mean? And it's not urban, it's not ghetto anymore. It's up here. It's everywhere. Yeah.
When you're on stage, is there a song that you enjoy performing the most? You always look forward to?
Yes, believe it or not, I want to dance with somebody. It's just fun. It's a fun song. I can fluff it, I can get off on it. I have audience participation. I also love Exhale. I love that song because I can shoot, you know, and play with it. It's fun. Yeah.
Do you think of yourself as a singer or an entertainer?
I am a singer, but I know how to entertain. A lot of people can sing but don't know how to entertain. Bobby and I are entertainers. We know how to entertain. We've been taught by the best, really. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about your fantastic stage costumes by Dolce & Gabbana. Tell us a little bit about what you wanted from them, what you wanted to achieve in this tour with your look, which is a very distinctive look this time.
I wanted shine, glitter, glamour, for comfort. Now, how you combine all that in one, I don't know. But we sat down for a whole week, Gustav and I, we sat down and we sat at that table and we went over the materials and what would flow on stage but look absolutely fantastic at the same time. How do you achieve that? You know? So we did a capri pant with rhinestone, with sequins, and we did a jacket to go over that, and we did a nice bodysuit to go over that with a high boot. With different, everything's a color thing, it's a color scheme, yellow to green to pink to blue to, you know, just smashing everything together and making it look great. And that's how we did it, yeah. They're geniuses, really.
Yeah.
They are.
It's a very different look for you.
Yeah.
You feel, as you say, it's a real clashing of colour.
I'm open.
Thing.
I'm open, you know. I'm open to things that look right on me. I don't care about what anybody else is wearing. I'm not trendy. I know what looks good on me, and that's what I deal with. Yeah.
Another description which people always throw at you is diva. Which has a lot
There's
of
that word.
connotation. It is that word. How would you define it?
These days, I'm very careful about diva. I have met divas, and some I'm not. I don't want to be a diva. You know what I mean? It's a very, very funny word. It can mean prima donna or goddess. You know, any given day you can be either or. I don't know. I'm just, I'm Whitney. If diva is the word, and if that's what I am, and if I'm at the top of my class, if I'm the number one diva, I'm fine. If I've got to be number two, I ain't cool with it. No.
What do you hope audiences take away from the Whitney Houston show?
Inspiration, to be inspired, to be encouraged. There are days when I have those days where I'm just down and like I don't want to deal and I just don't want to be bothered and the world, and oh God, you know, the whole thing and, you know, I like to be inspired. So I listen to people that inspire me. And hopefully, I can do the same for those who come to hear me sing, to inspire. Yeah.
Can I just very quickly ask you, the millennium,
Yeah.
what will you be doing for the millennium?
Oh my God. Well, my husband and I are getting offers to perform. Basically, I think everybody who was in my field are probably getting offers to perform someplace at one time or another. I just want to be with my family. I don't care where I am, what I do. I want my parents, my brothers, my children, my nephews and nieces. I want us all to be in one place together. That's what I want, mostly. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, love. Take care. All right.
Look forward to seeing you in June.
You bet. You bet.